Here with Coach Kane Ballard of the Greenville Green Devils, and Coach, I guess we're week 3 here of the playoffs, the championship of the quadrant, I guess you'd say. These two teams have accounted for the last 3 state championships, so I guess there's that on the line. Could you set the stage and set the stage a little bit for us on this game, and how you think it's going to play out a little bit as far as the matchup goes?
Well, it's been talked about for almost a year now, and a lot of fans, just a ton of hype around it. I've done more interviews, radio, TV than I've ever done, I think. So, a huge game, 2 great programs, 2 very successful programs. We had beaten them a couple of times previous to last year. They got us pretty good last year, so both teams in familiar territory. So should be an awesome matchup.
Yeah, I guess you'd say not a lot of secrets in this game. You guys have been following each other for the years, so you kind of know what they're going to do. They kind of know what you want to do, what they want to do. Can we talk about let's talk about the matchup specifically on offense? Fulton's led by that 3-headed monster with Smith. It's Rollins Davis and is it McDaniel?
Xavier
Hawkins, excuse me, Xavier McDaniel, the old basketball player.
There is a McDaniel too, number 21, who plays corner.
And they've given matchup problems to everyone this year. How do you game plan for such a dynamic attack?
Well, normally you can key on one guy or 2 guys, at the most, but not the case with them. Got speed across the board. As far as planning, we're just going to have to play great responsibility football. Everybody's going to have to do their job and play their gaps and play their responsibilities and play just a little faster than they normally do, because that's what we're dealing with. Going to have to take good angles. It may take us a series or so to get adjusted to that, but I hope our guys will be able to do that pretty quickly.
And your team has responded all year long, and we've talked about all year long about how they've responded up front, and that kind of carries the whole defense on something like that. I'm assuming it's the same way this week. Who are you leaning on to slow down that attack?
Well, you always got to win the line of scrimmage, and our guys have played, our defensive fronts played really well all year long, but I think this may be a little bit different. Our outside linebackers are going to be key. Austin Bailey and Jalen Pruitt, I've called on them all week. I think they're a big key to the game. Our secondary's been steady all year. They're going to be challenged more than they have been all year. But really out on that edge, it's going to come down to our linebacker play, I think.
Okay, and let's talk about your offense. Your offense is dynamic as well. Have many ways to, score points. You look at you guys on paper, it's pretty identical with total yards, offensive, defensively, and things like that. But you're going to see a 3-man front this week. How does dealing with a 3-man front differ from some of the other looks you might see throughout the year?
Well, since we've been so successful for several years in our spread offense, we've seen more and more the 3-man front from defenses. So we're pretty comfortable with that. Our blocking schemes and stuff. So we feel good with that. But like you were saying, I've got a lot of weapons on offense, so they can't just key on 1 or 2 things in our offense either. Of course, it starts with Zach. Zach's, he has to play a big game for us, and I wouldn't want to count on anybody other than Zach. I think he's going to come through and have a huge game for us, running and throwing the ball. And our running backs, has been by committee pretty much all year, and I think it will be again Friday night. We'll go with Quan and Desmond and kind of see who's got the hot hand. You may see Jalen in there a little bit. You may see Nick in there, from time to time. We'll just kind of see how it's going and what we're able to get on them, and just kind of play it by ear, I guess.
And lastly, you've had success all year. Of course, you're 12-0, but this is a big road game. going on road in, I guess you'd say, a hostile environment. It's going to be packed house. Are your kids ready for this challenge?
Well, I think so. You know, we've played in so many big games over the last few years. We've been able to go on the road and win big games. At Red Bank in 2009, we had to go on the road in 2010 to Maplewood in the semifinals. So, you know, we know how to go on the road and win big games, and this is certainly another one of those.
Great.